I hope you're ready for some close combat and have sunglasses, because this gun will melt your enemies and burn out your eyes. Welcome back to Baron's New Vegas Gun Guides, and this time we're reviewing a very dangerous gun, and probably a gun for only the front man in the squad, as the consequences for a miss or even a little bit of a graze can be very dire. This weapon is the Multiplas rifle. A strange modification of the urban plasma rifle, the Multiplas rifle can be described as a plasma shotgun. Now, if that scares you, that is a good thing, and if you think that is the best thing to come to energy weapons, then you might be a danger to yourself and everyone else. This rifle is definitely a modification of the urban plasma rifle. It features more plasma emitters than the base rifle, and also a cooler looking one, featuring far more black paint, or it's really just a lot of grime and grease on the frame of the plasma housing and wiring. It features more grips and padding than the base rifle, probably to help with the magnetically induced pushback caused by the array of 3 plasma emitters that make up the front of the weapon. Now, whether this is for comfort or for actual tactical use is unknown, but it is far nicer than the plasma rifle regardless. Now, as you might expect, these 3 plasma emitters shoot out the plasma in a spread pattern, and the spread is probably because of the magnetic fields of all 3 emitters causing a lot of interference between the projectiles. This flood of plasma also has the effect of dazzling the shooter, as the bright green blobs are front and center. Now, as to who even made or conceived of this weapon, I could not tell you. It is not a project made on a whim though, nor is it a scavenger's own side project. The Multiplas rifle is well made and definitely machined in a professional setting. Now, whether that is from the Gunrunners, Enclave, or just the Van Graffs in the post-apocalypse, or if it was Repcon or Poseidon Energy in the pre-war period, it is not known, but each is possible. But since the Multiplas rifle has not been in any other games, it probably won't get answered. The only possible connection is that it shares a design to the Q35 matter modulator, but that really just boils down to the number of emitters. But regardless, it does mirror the tri-beam laser rifle as an energy shotgun, and also focusing on the 3-shot scheme. It is another way to send plasma downrange, and if you're lucky enough to get all 3 shots on target, you will get a hefty dealing of damage as the 3 bolts melt and punch through flesh and armor. Now, the Multiplas rifle uses 3 cells for 3 balls of plasma, making it as efficient as the Q35, but it does do reduced damage at only 35 damage per ball. But combined, that is a maximum of 105, which is very substantial. At a fire rate of 1 per second, it is the slowest plasma weapon to date, but it is the most DPS at the potential of 105. With a capacity of 30 cells or 10 shots, and a reload of 3, it has a sustained DPS of 80.8. Again, this assumes that you get all 3 shots on target, but it is still very good. Now, without proper training and perks, the spread will prevent a triple hit, as it is have a very shotgun-like spread at 1.5. However, while it is long range like the tri-beam laser rifle, the plasma balls move at 107 meters per second or 7,500 map units, instead of almost instantaneously like guns. This will mean that a lead shot will miss, and a shot from far away has almost no chances of hitting. Now, not really needing iron sights due to its unpredictable shooting, it does not have any, and in fact aiming with true iron sights on or off will give you the same result, except for in one of them the cursor will stay. Now for VATS, it does have a fair AP cost at 35 AP for a single blast. Now this is an efficiency of 3 damage per AP if all shots land, which is a hugely efficient shot, but it's not always possible. Still, a single ball hitting delivers an efficiency of 1, which is not bad. As for crit stats, it does a strange 34 damage on a crit, and only has a ×1 crit multiplier like most shotguns. But with 3 shots, you triple your chances of a crit, which is also nice. It does have a max damage far above the normal plasma rifle, but the stars do have to be right. Now compared to the base level plasma rifle, the Multiplas needs a strength of 4 and an energy weapon skill of 50, same as the Defender, while it weighs actually less than the normal plasma rifle at only 7 weight units. This makes it easier to travel with, especially with its extra bulk. And this does give more credence that it was made as an advanced version of the Irvin plasma rifle instead of just a variant. As expected, the Multiplas is expensive, but only slightly more than, say, a .44 Magnum revolver or hunting rifle, which granted both of those last a lot longer than the Multiplas. At 2,500 caps, you get a very fragile weapon, one of the most fragile, and one with no mods to fix or help it burn brighter. Like a few other energy weapons, the Multiplas rifle can only shoot about 245 standard shots before breaking. Granted, that's 735 microfusion cells, but that is a very low durability. Bulk only gets you to 290 shots, while overcharge brings it down to 162, and max charge to 95. But with those ammos, it's a lot of damage that it can do. Now, the ammo microfusion cells, as with all rifles, are consumed very quickly with this gun, so it can be costly in ammo alone, but the standard rounds should be sufficient so you don't have to go around scrounging. The standard ammo costs 3 caps per round, and still gives you that -2 DT you expect from energy ammo. Overcharge ammo costs 5 caps per round, and can be made for 3 standard cells for 2 overcharge. Now those with keen eyes will notice that this is a money-making scheme, although it is one that takes a while to start up. Now as for the stats, the overcharged microfusion cells do 25% more damage and reduce enemy DT by 5, but wear the gun out 50% faster. The max charge ammo costs 5 caps per round, but they are made with the rate of 5 standard for 2 max charge ammo. They increase damage by 50% and reduce enemy DT by 10, which makes even the Multiplas rifle, the least damaging of all the plasma weapons, quite capable of killing in-game enemies. This does reduce the life of the rifle by 2.5 times, making it only for those fights you know the odds of before you start them. Now, bulk ammo is the last type, and it costs 100 caps for a box of 100, making it the cheapest way to feed your Multiplas rifle. It does the usual 85% damage and wear rate, which makes it the budget option as well as the weakest option, and in fact might make the Multiplas rifle not capable of penetrating some of the later game enemies. Now, much like other energy weapons, siding with the Legion or Brotherhood of Steel can net you quite a lot of ammo through their various quests or by gaining enough reputation with them. Now, this will be less than the small energy cells or the electron charge packs, but it is better than nothing. Now, sadly, there are no uniques for this weapon. But in the concept art, the vanilla Multiplas was only going to shoot 2 balls, and the unique one, with yellow emitters, was going to shoot 3. But the tri-emitter arrangement became the standard some point during development. Now, the Follower Safe House, Silver Rush, the Central Sewers, the East Central Sewers on the body of Blind Luke, if you're a high enough level, Ruby Hill Mine, and the Deathclaw Promontory all have examples for you to grab of the Multiplas rifle, but some are much more difficult than others to get to. For those with the caps to splash, Blake at the Crimson Caravan, Miguel and Westside might sell one, but as well as Gloria Van Graff at the Silver Rush, obviously. In conclusion, the Multiplas rifle is a strange beast. It relies on you getting 2 or more plasma balls on the target to be better than the plasma rifle. But once you do, your enemies have almost no chance to survive. And for melee foes, it is a great deterrent. Against Deathclaws and super mutants, it is a dangerous game, but get close and fire away, you could end up with them a green puddle and you just simply blinded by that flash. As for obtaining one, they seem very much a later game weapon, as the places where you can get them are all in North Vegas, or south of Vegas for Freeside and the Silver Rush. Either way, it's a gun that requires you to actually seek it out to find it, and one that you do have to spend some money into if you want to keep it surviving. As for recommended companions, Raoul is always up there, but really this gun is very fragile and should only be used with that in mind.